And one of the most powerful ways to reach for this state of ayin, of no-thingness, is to give ourselves the opportunity to allow ourselves the possibility of surrender. And we do that in our lives by remembering whenever we can, by always keeping it in the forefront of our awareness that everything that happens is part of divinity. Meditation is about awareness. It's about how we direct our minds. What do we pay attention to? What is it that we look at in our lives? What do we spend time doing? The principles of meditation are the principles of the prioritization of our own minds, our own thought, our own consciousness. There's an idea, there's a teaching. It comes from the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement, from whom I get so many rich stories and rich teachings. He said that the essence of a human being is in fact not the body, not even the mind that thinks, but rather he said the essence of the human being is awareness itself. Just the ability to pay attention, just the ability to perceive. So for the Baal Shem Tov, he said wherever the person's consciousness, wherever your awareness is, that's where and who your whole being is. Jewish meditation is based on this idea of awareness, and it utilizes and uses the sacred tradition inherent in Judaism, starting with the Torah, going through Kabbalah, Jewish mystical thought, Hasidism, and the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov and his students, taking their ideas, taking their practices, what were given from the tradition, and putting it into the context. It's still based on the idea of doing practices leads to an expansion of our own awareness, but where we get those practices from, that's what makes them distinctly Jewish. That's the answer to what Jewish meditation is versus just meditation. And the spiritual world is no exception. But the reason that you study spiritually is not just to fill your mind. In the Jewish spiritual or meditative tradition, you study to give yourself a context in which to understand your experiences. The main disciple of the Baal Shem Tov and the rabbi who truly was responsible for the spread of Chassidut, of Hasidism throughout Eastern Europe, who spread not just the ideas, but the power, the joy of this spiritual movement, was known as Dov Ber, the Magi, the preacher of Mezritch. And his derech, his way, was the ongoing quest for knowing God for real. And he taught especially about this experience called Bitul Hayesh, the gradual elimination of the sense of separateness that pervades the human condition, the elimination of that sense of being alone, and the complete merger with the divine will, the attainment of ayin, the state of nothingness, the state of divine unity. This is like the point of Judaism, right? And he said no. Because they say this everywhere. But in Mezritch, they know it. I remember when I began my own Derech Hashem, my own spiritual path, I was in the place of saying it
understanding the theology, understanding the ideology. But there was always that voice in my head that says, wouldn't it be great if all this was actually true? And that's really how I lived, in the first 3 months of my own spiritual path. And then, one day, I was chanting like we're going to do today. And the chant was building and building. And nothing happened to me intellectually, but rather something, not even emotionally, something beyond that. There arose this experience of what they call bitachon, a surety, a knowing. Not a guessing or a hoping, but a knowing. And I remember thinking to myself very clearly, oh my God, so all the things that I've been reading about and studying, they're actually true. You can actually live life like this. The magic of the truth of God's existence, the truth of our own divinity. That's all not just talk. It's no longer, wouldn't it be great if this was true? It actually is true. I realized that if it was actually true, then everything had to change in my life. It all was now different. That was the real beginning of my own spiritual path. The Maggid of Mezritch says you have to reach this place of ayin, of nothing, of not being what you were and not being what you yet will be. If you hope to transform, you have to reach that place of ayin.